Warning. This podcast may contain spoilers as well as coarse language. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Steins Zero Biweekly. I'm joined with Fate Steel Taylor. How you doing?
Don't drop that doo-doo-doo. Hey, I'm doing good.
Ooh. Ooh, that one was spicy.
Yes, always spicy. Just like the Karage #1 set from Steins Gate.
Is that what they... Wait, when did they do that?
Whoa. Hold the fuck on. What did I just fucking say? Like,
He's
2
on to
weeks
us.
ago. We're not doing another weekly series, okay? We're not doing it.
But this one is bi-weekly.
Oh, well, that's okay then.
I'm also joined with the Tucharu Lux Zilla Fennekin.
What's up, motherfuckers?
Jeez, Fennekin. I messed it up. We're doing it anyway. We're doing it live. So, we are here to do a bi-weekly series on Steins Gate Zero. Woo! We're all enjoying it so far.
Don't speak for our... Don't speak
I
for
meant
me.
us. I don't care. You might be enjoying it. I don't know. I'm telling you, you're enjoying it.
If it was... Yeah, I mean, if
I'm
it wasn't
enjoying
clear
it.
from my avatar, I am enjoying it.
It was not clear. It was not clear. But anyway, yeah, so we got some interest in doing a Steins Gate Zero weekly series, so we said, no, we're doing bi-weekly, because sometimes we want to talk about things every 2
Screw
weeks.
the
and not
rules.
every
We
week.
have podcasts.
No, we have green hair.
We
We have green hair.
Yes.
So, yeah, so we're here, and we're going to talk about, as of this moment, the first 2 episodes of Steins Gate Zero have been released. I think the people like it. It's high on Mao. That doesn't really mean anything, but it pisses people off. People are mad that people like Steins Gate Zero, but they're also happy because they like it too. So, first 2 episodes are done.
We've got
What do
some
you guys
hot
think?
takes today. Some people like it and some people don't.
Yeah, I just like, sometimes I try to go crazy with people like this
You
thing.
know, it's funny that you said hi on Mal, because it's 4:20
Hey!
tomorrow. Ooh, dude, weed, LMAO.
Yo, Okabe is definitely, hitting that pretty hard.
He might be like at the point where he
need
gets
some.
like medical marijuana for like having legitimate PTSD and not being able to sleep.
Yeah,
I don't think Japan is cool with that. But
I think that's the next step after seeing a hypnotist like he did in like the first couple of scenes of episode 1. Like, pretty sure that's the next step. You
That's
just
the
drug
next
yourself out. He is taking drugs though. He's like taking some kind of pills, right?
I think that's probably Xanax, right?
I'm not a doctor. I'm not gonna prescribe him. That's illegal. That's that is fraud.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd smoke a bowl with my Yushi.
Ooh, what
Ooh.
else?
This is the kind of the
The Art Anime Podcast.
This is what happens when we go bi-weekly. We just make 420 jokes about weed.
Yes.
But yeah.
By
yeah.
Biweedly podcast.
I'm ending this before you continue on this transit. But yeah, so for some people I think don't know, the like concept of Steins Gate Zero, it's not actually a sequel and it's not really a prequel. It's kind of takes place in like the alternate timeline.
Which
where,
timeline? I have they mentioned which timeline it is, Shaw?
They call it the beta keep calling it the alpha and beta timeline. So we're on, I think, the alpha.
No, we're on beta.
Are we on beta?
We
I
are,
forget.
because the original OG Steins Gate is alpha, then it goes to beta, then it goes to the
Then it goes
Steins
back to
Gate.
alpha. Yeah, we're not in the choice of Steins Gate. We're one timeline away from that.
Yes.
But this is the one where Okabe tries to go back and save Kurisu, and instead he stabs her. And then
I hate
he
when that
refused-
happens.
When you kill your waifu, and then everything, and now you can't function like a normal human being.
And World War III starts because your other waifu decides, hey, how about let's just let him be sad.
Don't hurt him. But no, so like Okabe does not go back and try and save her again, and instead he's just kind of like living with his severe PTSD over the traumatic events of Steins Gate and over having killed Kurisu. And Suzuha is trying to convince him to like go back and time leap again and stop it from happening, but he just like really can't deal. He just starts like puking and shit because he's so traumatized. But so this is like a very like darker take on it. It's very kind of melancholy-ish. Okabe is not the Chuni we know from season 1. It's very sad and he's mentally fucked up. So now we're
He's gone from He's gone from mad scientist to sad scientist.
The melancholy of Okabe Rintaro.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good way to put it.
Thank you. It's soon to be followed by the disappearance of Okabe Rintaro.
It's like the disappearance of Makise Kurisu, right?
Oh shit!
Oh wow. You know the movie.
Oh yeah,
actually,
the movie, the
movie
Deja
did
Vu
it.
movie had the disappearance.
Oh
We
my
cracked the code,
God.
guys.
Calculated.
Ooh, we did it.
Alright.
But yeah, so this one is like a lot sadder. We're gonna have some new cast members, and as of episode 2, we have Kurisu kind of back, but not really. She's just an app.
Kurisu AI.
Hey,
Kurisu AI.
oh, I like that. That's smart. But yeah, just start from like episode 1. Cause like, you know, Shaw has brainwashed me into loving Steins Gate by forcing me to rewatch it, and also just like inundating me daily with Kurisu rants and Okabe rants, and like Shaw's influence over Steins Gate is like Daru, constantly expanding.
Nice.
The Steins Gate fat ass. I
Yeah.
love it.
But it was really interesting watching this because for me, I had actually had the opportunity to rewatch it not too long ago. I want to say just around a year ago, and like watching the Steins Gate episode 23 beta as well. So it was nice watching it and not having like taken, I don't know, like 4 years in between. So it definitely felt a lot more impactful, if that's a word, when watching that first episode and just seeing how Okabe has kind of just deteriorated as a person. Like, he doesn't sound like the Okabe we grew to, at least in my case, love, in other cases, tolerate.
How dare they?
And Miyano Mamoru just like continues to kill it as a voice actor, because you expect Okabe to sound a certain way, right? Like, we expect him to have the "oh in Kyoma" thing, but like he just sounds so normal and so average, and like that to me is pretty remarkable in of itself.
He's become a normie.
He has.
The worst timeline.
He plays tennis.
That was one of my favorite bits, and like it just has the tennis like racket hitting the ball sound as he's like,
Oh
as
god,
he
dude.
pantomimes
The
it.
directing in this show is so great.
It is pretty funny.
Like, that was a moment where I'm just like, yeah, they got
They
it.
got this. They got this on lock. I'm excited, yeah, because they brought back most of the same staff for this, if I'm correct, right? Because it's also by White Fox again.
I don't think the director is the same.
Right.
Yeah, it's a new director.
That director's probably like still recovering from having done ReZero, and he's like, I'm done with doing Zero. Oh no, he did Orange, the other time travel anime in the last couple years, which
Yeah, not as successful.
no, or
Yeah, that he's also doing, the reason why he's not directing this is because he's doing an original series.
Oh, that's
Called
right. That's coming out soon too.
called-
It's another time travel series.
oh shit.
Yep, called Rewrited.
course
It's funny that you brought up Orange though, because the first scene of Steins Gate Zero, it really reminded me of Orange. Just because I mean, look, I mean, and I don't mean that in a bad way, I guess, although Orange is bad, but it's like you got nostalgic music, takes place in the future, adult Hanakana.
Oh shit! It's it's like the perfect blue conspiracy
Reminiscing
theory
about
again.
something she didn't do in the past, and now everything's gone to shit.
I'm like not offended that you compared it to Orange. I'm just offended you remember Orange in the first place. Like, I forget everything that happened. in
Orange was like 3
I remember
citruses.
Orange in a bad way.
I don't remember shit about Orange.
Yeah, Orange is the old black.
Old black.
No,
But yeah,
yeah,
they-
Orange was 3 citruses at best, but it was not the director's finest work.
Yeah, he.
Aw, Fate.
Someone told us to delete the podcast channel over the Orange hate, and they had an orange.
The
avatar.
citrus hate, you mean?
Yeah, the
Yes.
citrus hate.
Same
Yeah,
thing.
pretty much. But yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, Hanakana killing it again. It's really interesting hearing her do her Mayuri voice again as well. I know there's that one commercial she did for like a phone company way back when, where she does the Mayuri voice. So I guess that's the one she's like most well known for probably in Japan, because like Steins Gate is super popular, right? Probably that or
Yeah.
Nadeko. And like getting to hear her do it again, because her roles generally like sound very similar, but Mayuri almost sounds very unique among those as well.
I was thinking that, actually. I wasn't sure if that was just me being a stan, but I feel like her Mayuri is, like, slightly different from the normal, like, cutesy moe voices she does.
I mean, you're also a stan. That doesn't exclude you from being...
I know. Well, I wasn't sure, because I'm like, if I think it, it might not be true, but if you think it, then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not making this up.
Maybe. But, no, yeah, so I really enjoyed the first episode. Like, it was a very good setup for the universe that we're in, and it's really interesting, right? Because, like, on the one hand, how much can they really do? Because if you watch Steins Gate, the original series, you know how this ends. Or, like, how it's supposed to end, right? With him sending a message. So it is like Orange. He's sending a message to his alt. Okay, sorry.
God damn it. How did we end up here?
That's what we're trying to undo, Shaw. We're trying to go to the beta timeline so we can send ourselves a message to not do a bi-weekly podcast.
Yeah, that's how we're ending up.
Yes.
But I do like how the episode was kind of from, like, Mayuri's point of view.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I noticed that the first time, because it starts off with her wondering, like, if she should have done things differently. And then we kind of get a bit of that in episode 2 as well. So I do think it's, like, intentional that it's kind of showing Mayuri's perspective as she's looking on Okabe as she sees him, like, kind of suffering on his own. Like, she notices that he's not, like, he's being antisocial. He's having a hard time adjusting to, like, interacting with people in public. He hasn't gone back to the lab. He's become a normie, and he can't really, like, go back to being, like, a lab member. So I do think it was kind of interesting because one of, like, Mayuri's big traits is, like, we always underestimate her intelligence, but her emotional intelligence is really there. Like, she's a very wise character, and she definitely picks up on the, like, little quirks of people's personalities and, like, how they're doing in social situations.
Moz, as the Mayuri expert of the pod, what did you think of her role in the first 2 episodes?
Well, she didn't do a whole lot. Which is all I have to say. I don't know. There are lots of, like, miscellaneous comments that I could make that have absolutely no point whatsoever and serve no purpose to the podcast.
We don't know that.
Yeah, I do.
But yeah, I like, but I think that even, like, transitions over to, like, at first I wasn't sure if they were just gonna do that initially for the first episode, and then, like, completely follow it for more of Okabe's perspective, but then when the opening and ending came out,
yes,
I'd say the ending is, like, the ending theme. First off, I love this ending. I think it's, like, an amazing ending, just better. I liked it more than the original Steins Gate's ending, and it probably is my ending theme of the season. Like,
wait,
I really
Shaw,
love it.
I had no idea you liked this OP or ED based on the multitude of PMs you sent me as soon as it was released.
You didn't even respond to them. I wasn't sure if you got it. You were just ignoring it, and you didn't even react.
I didn't want to watch the OP or ED until I saw the episode. I don't know.
Offensive. That's offensive.
You are
It's
offensive.
Fake fan. But they, like, I like the opening, but I don't like it as much as Steins Gate's original opening, but I do love the ending a lot, and I think it's cool, because it's also, like, from Mayuri's perspective.
Yes.
Like, it's, like, this really cool, like, aesthetic, artsy kind of, very symbolic, but I won't, like, really
Is
get
it
into
artsy?
that.
I feel like it's
Pretty
symbolic.
artsy.
It's not like art.
I feel like it's...
Yeah.
I feel like it's artsy enough. They're, like, they have, like, multiple, like, time cogs with Okabe laughing on them. That seems artsy to me. But
that looked fucking great.
yeah.
And I this is my I don't know if I like it more than Coco Kala from Sorayori, but other than that, it would be my ED of the year. So far.
Dude, the Sorayori ED was so good though.
Exactly,
Like you can't knock the Sorayori ED like that already. Come on, man.
But he's bringing it up as a comparison point. That's high praise.
This is true. It was good. I personally
Steins Gate 0 just as good as Sorayori.
What? A Steins Gate further than the 0.
But I also meant for the season, not of the year. I'm not sure if it's ED of the year. I've not done my research. I'm just saying for this season.
For this season, that's a good question. I'm gonna hold off on making a comment. There haven't really been too many OPs or EDs that have really stuck out to me this season, I feel like. It's also weird because, like, this season is a really Iyashike heavy season, which I love. I mean, I hate because of course I'm a shonen boy who hates Iyashike.
You're just a shonen boy. You need no Iyashike.
But like in terms of OP, like first of all, I love the OP. I like this original Steins Gate OP as well. I don't know if I like which one I like more. I'm gonna have to keep watching to decide. I definitely like this ED more than the original Steins Gate ED.
Yeah.
The original Steins Gate ED is like, man, I am super tired and I need to get some sleep. Let's put on the Steins Gate ED kind of deal.
Yeah, I never really enjoyed it that much. I know people like it, but I think it's more so because it's a Steins Gate ED than like a good ED on its own. But that's my hot take. But yeah, I like how that is from like Mayuri's perspective. And we're kind of getting just more, like little hints on like Mayuri is thinking about Okabe and she notices that he's suffering, which is like a nice little like subplot to have while we have the main plot going on top of it, which is Okabe obviously not getting over Kurisu to the point where he's going to lectures at the college that she used to that has come over to Japan to do some kind of like they did some kind of presentation on this artificial intelligence experiment that they're working on, and was where episode 1 ended off, and the beginning of episode 2 where we see the Kurisu AI.
Yes, Kurisu AI. Yeah. Oh man, like, so some shows I feel like handle flashbacks really terribly. Like another show has historically done that's airing this season that I won't name. My Hero Academia. But this has done a really good job with the flashbacks. They don't do anything more than necessary. And for people who might not have seen it for like 3, 4, what's it been, 7 years?
8?
Yeah, it aired in
7.
2011.
Yeah, so it's been like 7 years.
Yes. So those have been good. And like the times where you can see where it does match up, like when we saw the Kurisu AI talking about time machines and Okabe asks her about it. At first I was like, oh, this is a similar answer to what she gave, right? And then it's like, no, it's not. I was like, oh man, even my memory's terrible. Never mind the memory for Amadeus Maho? I forget what her name is.
Maho, yeah.
Maho.
So that's one of our new characters, Maho.
Yes.
Who
Maho
is
Shoujo.
She's Maho, not your ho.
She is a Maho Shoujo.
Sight.
Maho Shoujo Okabe Majika.
Lintaro, yeah. But so she's one of our new characters. She was revealed to be a scientist who worked with Kurisu. They are implied to be friends, and like she starts crying over Kurisu when they were talking about her. Same. Me too.
Me too.
But yeah. And then they introduce obviously the new best character, which is the white like professor who talks in English the whole time.
Who's so terrible at English. Oh my gosh.
Lintaro.
That was so
what's up? That guy is perfect.
It was
We're not saying mean things about him.
It was also really funny, like on a side note, hearing like Okabe's attempt at English.
You know, for like as talented as Miyano is, he's had to speak English for like half an episode in that free episode. You remember that? Yeah, he's had to speak English for like extended periods of time, and he has not improved. That was like years ago, and he sounds worse than he did like 5 years ago. His English is like awful.
I know.
And mine is too, so that's what we have in common. Me and Miyano are just the same.
You're the same person. You also voiced Taichi, the worst of the boys in Chihaya Furu.
You can get out. We're not talking about that. Anyway.
Well, to me, it was really funny because talking to my parents, who obviously learned English while they were growing up in Korea, they would tell me about how like one of the first conversational things you learn in English is like, "Hi, how are you?" And then you're supposed to respond, "I'm fine, thank you." And you? And they have like this weird like tonal pronunciation on it, and like to hear Okabe do the exact same thing.
He had the thing. He had the same like. He had the same.
I'm fine,
thing.
thank you. And you? I was like, damn. I feel that struggle, man.
It's so funny. It's so dank. There's gonna be a lot of dank English throughout this because Lenshikin, yeah, Alexis Lenshikin. That's his name. Where he calls Lintaro. Like, hey man, what's up? Like that kind of shit.
Excellent. Subarashi.
So if you're worried about like, you know, Steins getting like too heavy, don't worry, because this dude will show up and just start talking and everything will be fine.
Yes. What I did really love about that
him.
scene though is it causes him to like be like really uncomfortable, like awkward, and so like it kind of makes him forget the kind of PTSD he has and like the heaviness of the situation, which why Kurisu AI is like, what was that? Like, your production was terrible. He immediately goes into Christina, right? Like, you see a little bit of the Hyoyoin Kyoma again.
When he just like naturally slips into calling her Christina, it's both like sad but touching. Like, he just can't help it. He just has to call her Christina.
It hurt. It was great, but it was also terrible. I cried. I didn't cry. I might have cried.
Speaking of crying, I love how like when I feel like when Maho just started crying like abruptly, I felt like that was kind of abrupt because they were just talking about her. But it made sense. It was like really quick, and I was like, I don't think people just start crying this quickly. But I love when Lenshikin comes up. He's like, "Is this some kind of Japanese marriage ritual? Like, what do you think they do to like accept marriage proposals in Japan? They just start bawling their eyes out."
Yes. And like he was like, "You have to do a traditional bow." Like, what the heck? I don't know. I was just really shook. I just have PTSD of tiny characters with green hair crying at the drop of a hat.
Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. This slay. I can't hang.
I know. But she's an interesting character. You know what I don't want to see though? Like, on the one hand, it'd be not like, I get it, but also like, I don't want to see her like be a love interest for Okabe. Mm-hmm. I know it's going to happen, right? Because like, they already hinted at it, and this was a VN, and it's Japan, and visual novels. Like, come on, guys.
She was doing the marriage ritual. She was crying and bowing and shit.
So I'm just like, because, like, you know, on the one hand, like, he's, like, probably in some ways still loving Kurisu.
Yeah. I'd say he's actively not over Kurisu. Because he's, like, calling her Christina, going to her college's, like, lectures and shit.
Yeah.
And is, like, pukes every time he thinks of her.
I know.
So
that's what you do when you're in love. You puke every time.
All the time. Even if
that's what I do every time I think of someone else's wife.
Yeah, that's, like, you just, like, immediately puke because you're, like, even if they're alive, you just have to puke when you think of them. It's just natural.
Exactly. It's human instinct.
That's just how it is.
Yes, I can confirm. But no, it's the thing with Kurisu is just I want him to like part of me knows like obviously Okabe loves Kurisu and wants Okabe to somehow like find happiness in his memory of Kurisu, but on the other hand, like, you know, people move on and people find new loves and new life. And I guess Okabe could realistically be a lolicon.
She's a legal lolly.
Oh no.
She's a legal lolly. For the win.
The Okay, Daru.
Okay, Daru.
Oh, Daru. I don't know, but it's been fun. The one thing is, because this is weekly, unlike the podcast, which is bi-weekly, which was why you should tune in every
nice reminder.
You threw me off there.
Yeah. In case you didn't know, so I watched Steins Gate. I want to say either late 2011 or early 2012 for the first time. Soon after it had finished airing, so I never had to wait week to week.
Yeah.
But now having to do that and not knowing what comes next is kind of excruciating. And knowing like this isn't gonna get resolved until like what? August? Because it's 20 weeks, right? So that's like 5. No, it would be like September. Yeah, jeez.
Yeah.
It's gonna be damn. That's gonna be so painful. Like, it keeps motivating me to want to buy the visual novel, which I guess if you subscribe to the theory that all anime are just advertisements for the source material, it's doing its job very well.
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed they didn't mention Dr. Pepper more because I haven't had Dr. Pepper. So I think they mentioned it once.
No, they mentioned it like 2 or 3 times.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, in the first episode. Yeah. In the first episode.
I was thinking episode 2. But
episode 2, they only mentioned it once, which was sad.
That's true. Sad. But yeah, I read the visual novel, so I'm not going to play it again. But yeah.
That's a ringing endorsement. Yeah,
no, I'm bad with visual
and
novels.
I hate it so much.
I'm so bad with visual novels. No lie, they take up so much time. I just want to read a book. But no, I liked it. But Yeah, it's actually interesting because I mentioned this at some point, but not now, but in the past, that the original Steins Gate visual novel is actually linear, so it's kind of, you can tell like how they're going to adapt it, because they kind of just go like route by route, but instead of like fully adapting a route, they kind of do part of it. So that's how we have, you know, like the Ferris situation resolved, and then they did like Ryuka's situation, like they resolved them all kind of like in an order. But the way that they made this visual novel was it's not linear. Like there's so many different types of endings that can like coexist with the other that I honestly like don't fully know what they're gonna do. I have like an idea, but so I'm like kind of on the edge of my seat every week watching this too, because I'm not really sure what's gonna happen next.
Do the routes have like a similar build up in before it diverges? Like the Fate Stay Night visual novel has a prologue that's the same essentially for the all three routes. So is that the same in Steins Gate 0 as well? And are we still in that like kind of prologue build up before it diverges mode?
Yeah, I'd say so, because we're in that prologue, but it's kind of tough to tell where they divert. Like it's not as clear, and it's been like a year since I played it, so my memory's not as good. But they do have like some of them overlap, but like the way they even handle like some of the characters are like 110% different.
Gotcha.
So I'm not really sure. I think I should probably know more than I do, but I just completely forgot. So
you only know what you know. That's fine.
Yeah, and even then, barely, like, not even.
Oh, but speaking of routes, though, I like the Kiryu Moika. Like she appeared in the first episode and like in the OP.
Yeah,
that was so like.
She's there.
Are we gonna get the whole FB thing again? Because that shit was whack.
I'm not sure. We will have to see.
Well, she's with Maho, isn't she?
Yeah, she was. So like, is FB like trying to?
Maho is FB.
So we do have to remember that, as of like what we know now, is we know that like CERN isn't after Okabe. That's all we know.
You're right, because he hasn't sent the first email yet.
Yeah, so no emails have been sent.
No emails.
So we don't. So we don't. So for all we know, CERN might not actually be a major player in this.
Well, they have art.
We don't know.
But Amane comes from the future, right?
Yeah, but they might not be the people starting World War III. Because remember at the end, it was it wasn't CERN. It was
all these governments, right?
Yeah, I think it was Russia. I think it was unironically Russia.
Oh,
I think it was Russia.
Yeah. The Russians like giving.
Thanks, Cav.
Thanks, Cav. Yeah, fuck you, Cav. It's all Cav's fault.
Thank you, Cav. Yeah, so it was like actually Russia.
I blame Cav's rewatch, which you guys should check out on the R Anime subreddit.
I'm in it.
I'm saying this for our listeners, Shaw.
They should, but it'll be over. Well, not. Yeah, it might be over by the time it comes out.
We'll never know. Only one way to find out. And if not, they can always go back into the time machine. So no time machines have been made yet, which is
well, they have the one that's chilling on their roof, but that's just from the future with Suzuha. But yeah, they haven't made one.
And that's camouflage, so Daru doesn't know about it.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, do they still have the microwave then?
I don't think they do. I think they don't have the microwave.
Interesting. Interesting. Yeah.
Because there was a shot from the lab
that had the microwave?
I don't know. I want to check.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, that'd be something interesting to find out. I don't know. I'm just excited to see where this lands, especially since time machines have to be a mechanic in this, right? Because like we saw the first episode, and we know how this ends up.
One would suspect.
That
was half me being coy and half me like legitimately forgetting. Like half of this is I'm not even trying to sound vague. I just might actually have forgotten.
One of my favorite things is that like because your memory is so terrible, you might think you're spoiling people, but actually you don't know what you remember.
Yeah, that's why I'm leading you all on wild goose chases just because I forgot.
Yes.
But I forget. But no, it's kind of I'm not sure what they're gonna do because I do know like some of the things that will be a big part of it, but I'm not sure how it will happen because there are like many ways it like can happen.
Can we have a speculation corner?
I think we can. You guys can speculate.
Yes, and then Shaw, you're not allowed to say anything.
I will remain silent.
Shaw, no speculating. So we know in the Alpha timeline, world line, that Kurisu is the one who gets forced into making time machines for everyone, and she's like known as the godfather of time machines or whatever because Amane Suzuha calls her that. And I'm like, I want to think that it's the Amadeus program of Kurisu who's responsible for building the time machines in this timeline, because Okabe brought up the question of time machines, and he's gonna keep getting curious, and so like inadvertently he is again going to be the cause for World War III, after also killing Kurisu in the first place. So like this is not Okabe's timeline.
This is not the timeline you want to be in.
No.
No.
How about you, Maz? Any speculation? Any thoughts?
I honestly have no idea. But I'm also like kind of coming at this from a different. I don't know. It's like I'm not super like. I wouldn't say I'm like not interested or invested in the story, because of course I am. But I'm also just mostly looking at it just for the characters again.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's all I really want. So the story can kind of just do whatever it wants, and I'm not going to think. So far, I'm not thinking too much about it.
Gotcha.
Like, you're just along for the ride no matter what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this would be considered like a complaint or not. But so far, I feel like the beginning of Steins Gate, the original series, it allowed the viewer to ask a lot of questions, and this one so far has not done that for me.
Yeah, I think that...
It's just been pretty straightforward in my opinion.
For me, it's
see
the
that.
opposite, where I feel like I'm asking a lot more questions now than I did the first time I ever watched Steins Gate.
I think it's tough because it's kind of like with Steins Gate Season 1, like, the possibilities were endless, but in this one, we know, like, how it ends. Like, we do know how it ends. So we can only speculate
Right.
so much within this timeline. Like,
Right.
But I think there's a lot that can go on. I think a lot that, like, people will be surprised at.
Ooh,
and
shit.
wouldn't be able to call, just because they do introduce, like, they introduce concepts that didn't exist in the original.
I heard you start to say time.
I think I misspoke. I said, like, they're introduced different, like, concepts.
Okay.
But like,
interesting.
so I think it'll be interesting. I do know that I've seen, like, some of the few complaints I've seen haven't really been, like, with how they're executing it. It has just mostly been with, like, people not liking the concept. So if you, for some reason, you're watching the show and you're listening to us now, if you don't like that Steins Gate is dark, you should drop this series, because it does not get, like, happy. Like,
You should probably watch DC Universe at that point, like
this is
that,
not...
like Justice League.
No, I like that got dark.
Watch
Superman
fucking Orange.
Watch
or
Orange.
Just watch
But, like,
Orange
just
and then
a
Citrus.
But, like, just a fair warning, because people are like, you know, I don't like this concept. I just like the slice of life of, like, Steins Gate. It's like, yeah, it's gonna be suffering. Just, like, turn back.
Other people besides you call, like, Steins Gate's first half slice of life.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, Shaw.
It's not
I
just
believe
me.
you.
It's not just me.
I kind of call it slice of life.
Don't let him shame you, Maz. See, we all do it. You're
No,
in the...
Maz is fine. Maz is fine. I accept Maz.
Wow.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
right.
Guys are giant meanies.
Yeah.
Big
That's
meanies.
the technical term for us, actually.
I'm going to the right timeline, away from you big meanies.
Okay.
The slice of life timeline.
The Iyashikei timeline, getting
Yeah,
away
you
from
guys
the
just- you
mean
guys
shonen
just-
boys.
You shonen boys, when will you be like Iyashikeis? But yeah, so we're not getting an Iyashikei Steins Gate. This is not comfy.
It's a little comfy. Like,
Okabe is, like, puking every 10 minutes because he's, like, overcome with PTSD. He's
Maybe
not
he-
comfortable.
maybe
he's
it's
not
just
comfy.
an acid reflex shot. It's a condition. It's a glandular condition.
No.
Okay, but like
Denied.
Mayuri seems like she's trying to make it an Iyashikei again. Like when she
She's
invited
trying.
him to the Suzuha Christmas party.
Yeah, talk about awkward interactions. You got Okabe, who's, like, pure suffering, and Suzuha, who's, like, get in the time machine, Okabe. Like, get in the robot.
Yeah, I do feel bad for Mayuri, because on the one hand, like, I know she really cares deeply about Okabe, but on the other hand, I'm just, like, imagining Mayuri being like, God damn it, the other girl is finally dead. Why don't you pay attention to me? Like, you're paying attention to the AI version of her on your phone more than me.
No.
Yeah, that-
No. That's not happening. That's wrong.
Protect Mayuri. Do not ship her.
I've heard I don't know. I hear people like praising Mayuri a lot in this.
Yeah, I can
series.
see
As
that.
they should.
People like she's really hyped more than usual.
As they should.
Like some people say like yeah, Mayushi's the best girl in Zero, and I'm not. I mean, of course, I agree.
What? Honestly, I thought you were going to say Mr. Brown's daughter is best girl. I just figured.
No.
No. But yeah, I think she has a good role, and I like Mayushi.
Yes, Mayuri is great. She's fun. I mean, Chris is also dead, right? So like, it's not.
No, she's dead.
she's dead.
But like,
Shine.
how insulting is that? If you're like actually invested in like Mayuri and Okabe as like a ship, and like you're like, wait, she finally has her shot. Wait a minute, they brought Kurisu back as an AI. He's gonna literally cheat on Mayushi for his phone. Like,
Yes.
if you're invested in that, I'm sorry. You just got NTR'd. You got Darling in the Frankst.
Did they? I also have so I think this is a question that's kind of been nagging me, especially in episode 2. Does the AI version of Kurisu come off as like, I mean, of course, like she's not going to be authentic, right? But she seems so much more fan servicey, and I don't mean like in a lewd way, but I mean like in a way that's much more tsundere and much more cutesy and much more
like perfect, like less natural feeling.
Yeah.
It feels like kind of like when you record on an answering machine, you record like an automatic advice, and you're like, "Hey, this is me. Leave a message at the beep." That kind of thing, but like in conversation.
That would not have been on like the list of top 100 analogies I came up with for this situation.
Makes sense. I'm proud of that one. That one makes sense though.
Yes, it does. I'm not saying I just would never have thought of it that way, but yeah.
Maybe you should record answering machine messages, and then you can understand what it's like to be an AI.
Maybe I'll make calls. Yeah, I can also really relate to Okabe because I have on my Android the Wake Me Up Asuna app, which
I was gonna talk shit on that. I was gonna
the what?
The Wake Me Up Asuna app, where it's like you have your waifu on your phone.
She's not my waifu. We are just really good friends, okay? I friend zoned my AI assistant.
Oh my god.
No, but like you can like set reminders, and like she'll wake you up and like tell you the weather and your horoscope, and like say a bedtime story before you go to sleep. And like if you set a time for like when you usually get back from work, she'll also like be like, "Oh, hey, welcome back from work," kind of deal. It's a real thing. It's kind of scary, but it's a real thing.
So you're just literally Okabe.
I am. I wouldn't put it that far. I have been blessed to have a much happier life than Okabe so far.
Yeah.
How old do you think Okabe is right now? Is there?
Well, it's only been 8 months since the original stuff, so he's either like 18 or 19,
including all the times he reset, right?
I don't know how long those like last.
Like how many times he reset?
Well, he reset like at least dozens of times, but it was only for a couple hours.
The first couple ones were like hours, and then it became like a day, and then like 2 days, right? Kept going back further.
So I'm not sure, but I would say he's probably only like, just rough guesstimate, like 6 months older than he would normally be. I don't think it's a lot of time, like like with like Junie Tyson.
Spoiler.
Uh-oh, you said the anime name.
Shit. Wait, how many citruses is Junie Tyson? We have to know.
11.
9. 11 citruses.
Junie Tyson did 9/11.
Shit, we cracked the code.
I think that's a good stopping point. Is saying Junie Tyson did 9/11. Oh my god.
Oh wait, can I just say in the first episode, the moment he says like, "This must be the choice of Steins Gate," or like some like Chuny shit again, like I'm going to fucking lose my mind. I'm just saying that outright.
Gonna get up and start cheering like it's sports, like it's a sports. I'd be like, ugh. I did like in the first episode that I didn't get to shout out because I was memeing. Like his mental breakdown scene and how they played like Kurisu's theme in like this distorted way.
Oh yeah. Christina
I like that.
1, right?
Christina 1. That's actually my favorite Steins Gate track because everyone always likes "Believe Me" and like some of the other.
Because that's the objectively best track from the Steins Gate OST.
I do not believe you. I don't believe you.
Believe me, Shaw.
Believe that. But no, I like Christina 1 the best. And then like hearing that distorted, I actually had to like go back and watch the scene like a couple times to confirm. And that's definitely the song, and it sounds super fucked up.
Yes.
So I love it. It sounds cool, and it makes me sad. Which is all you can really ask for from an anime, is to be a sad boy.
Yes. A sad shonen boy who hates Iyashikei.
We're making a song out of that. Well, check out the mixtape. It's happening.
If you're listening to this, it's already too late.
It's too late. You've been done.
Yes.
Well, this is the first 2 episodes, so we're gonna probably do like every 2 episodes here forward, and we're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna meme a lot. We're gonna get hype for the Japanese shaman girls. You guys will know.
Oh my god.
Oh shit!
What the
Spoilers.
Japanese
Toxic.
shaman girls.
Toxic.
What the fuck are the Japanese? Okay, by the way, no one don't tell me what the shaman girls are actually, but just like everyone keeps memeing about these fucking shaman girls. I'm just
It's
Shaman
the
like,
girls
gender
went
bent
the-
version
What?
of Shaman King.
No. Still listening? Thank you for tuning in. If you like this, punch the like button and hit subscribe. And then
That was such
and
a
also
terrible...
hit that fucking joint, dude.
Yo,
oh yeah,
hit that
dude,
like button,
weed.
subscribe to our channel, leave a comment, subscribe to our RSS feed. Bex is getting us on iTunes. We're getting the band back together.
Is he?
Go comment on our anime threads. Sign up to be a guest. Tell someone you love them, and watch us back in 2 weeks.
that was good. That was it. That was the laundry list. So that's all for me. You guys got anything else?
Follow me on Twitter to see pictures of my Yushi figure that I just got in the mail today.
Ooh, what else? That's all for me. So thank you guys for tuning in, and
Don't drop the tutorial.
Don't drop that
Doo-doo,
motherfucker.
hey.